We're having serious network issues.
Which side are you following? Can't you follow my two? Oh.
Pastor Aurelie, can you kindly mute yourself?
Please, can
Pastor
anybody hear
George?
Let's try and make some
I can't
conclusion.
hear him. Even on this Google Meet.
Yeah, Shema, we can't hear him as well. The last comment from him is that the network is terrible at his end. So
I am here. The network is just.
He hasn't said anything much here.
Henry, you are speaking. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Hello, Choma. Can you hear me? Hello, Choma. Voila. Hello, Choma.
Can hear me. Okay, that's right. Thank you.
All right. Wow.
Hello. I can't hear you. Has you started the lecture?
So the lecture has not started, but we need everybody to mute their mic and the video, so that I guess it's not. I'm not when it joins back or when it starts, we can all enjoy the session.
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, we
1,
can.
2.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yes, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so let me recap on this. When a client comes to you seeking a solution, state clearly that the whole spectrum of your services can be divided.
Is the lecture going on? We can't hear. I can't hear anything.
Maybe it's your network. We're hearing you, Chema. We're hearing you.
We are hearing her, and we are hearing the presenter.
Yeah, the presenter
can
is
hear you clearly.
Chema, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Chema, can you hear me? Chema, we can hear you. I think there's an issue with Chema's microphone.
Yes, you should allow the microphone.
I cannot hear.
Wow.
It's not a microphone because we can
But
hear
we're
what you're
hearing
saying.
So maybe your setting. Check the setting. Check your setting, because we are hearing the facilitator and we're hearing you.
Okay.
We are hearing both of them.
Yeah.
Kioma and the facilitator as well.
If there's a way we can send a chat to her.
Okay. Good. Chema, can you hear us now? Chema, can you hear us? It's a local problem.
Okay, we can send this to her. Yeah.
Henry, are you there? Hello?
So Henry has responded that he can hear you loud and clear. That's it there.
All right, we must continue now.
And since the recording will be available, if by the time Chema is able to adjust her settings, she can join us. If not, she will make use of the recording because.
Okay, let's move on. It's a local problem. Okay. So when a client approaches us, okay, declare that in responding, the work can be delivered in 3 phases. Okay? By offering advice, solution, and execution. If the client says to you, we want you to execute, then you know that you're executing and you have agreed the pricing and how the fees will be paid. Okay? So don't just send a proposal that covers every aspect and the client is not specifying what they want. Okay? So don't let's dwell so much on this. I will still talk about it when we do pricing. Okay? So a consultant, these are more definitions. You can always access these definitions. We've done a lot here already. Now, these are 5 different consultancy areas. These are 5 different consultancy areas where you can define or you can build your consultancy around. These are 5 different areas, Grace, that you can build your consultancy around. And it was defined by International Labour Organization. So these are the 5 reasons why someone will call you. And you know, a lot of people in defining consultancy, we focus so much on problems, which is number 2. But the truth of the matter is, beyond organizational problems, there are 4 other reasons why somebody would need a consultant. So the International Labour Organization identified these 5 areas. And when it comes to, I think it's the next module, we'll look at these 5 areas in depth and how you can deliver services or you can design solutions along any of these 5 lines. So when you are promoting yourself as a consultant, these are 5 different areas that you can offer services. Even if you can offer 5 areas in these services, that is why people link up with other consultants or have partners. So these are 5 business areas. 5 business areas of consulting. 5 business areas of consulting. So what do we do as consultants? Can you see? We provide solutions to clients. We provide training. We lead or manage change. We help organizations to achieve why they were set up. We look for new opportunities, new products. This is an emerging area in consulting, whereby it's not just you waiting for the client to come to you. You are the one who is identifying new opportunities and bringing them to the client's attention. So in the final analysis, we are, I think somebody mentioned this, we are independent external experts who provide solution, or you provide independent solutions as an external expert. You provide independent solutions as an external expert. Make me coffee. You provide solutions as an independent expert. Let us always remember that. So why would somebody call a consultant? And this is key. It is not all the time that a client don't know what they need or what they want. A client may know what they need and what they want, but they don't have the time to actually implement it. So they call on you as a consultant to help them. So there are 3 reasons here. Number 1, they want to go from where they are to where they want to be. Where they are now, the client is here now, he wants to go to a certain place. But they cannot get there on their own. They call you the consultant. Number 2, they can actually get there on their own, but you see, there's business as usual and then they can handle this as a project. So if they handle it as a project, they can probably get there faster. If they concentrate on the business and they handle it as a project, they can get there faster. Number 3, they want a proven system, map or advice from somebody who has done it before. So they've done it before. Why should they stress themselves by reinventing the wheel? I remember one of the banks in Nigeria, we did a lot of work for them, and the First Bank wanted to do the same thing. And we approached First Bank and said, look, this thing that you want to do, we have done it for UBA. And that was one of the reasons why we got the job. Why? We've done it for somebody before, do it for us as well. So these are 3 reasons why a client would approach you, because they want to get from where they are to where they want to be. But number 1, maybe they can't get there on their own. Excuse me.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you. Number 2, they want to focus on their day-to-day business and say, let's carry out this piece of work as a project. And you know what? Let's get consultants in to work on it as a project. And then number 3, guess what? These guys have done it before. Why bother ourselves? So it's not all the time that they don't know what they want. They know what they want, but some of these reasons might be reasons why they've called you in. Now, in consulting, there are 3, what we call how we deliver consultants. There are 3 ways of delivering consulting solution. So even in one consulting assignment, you can put on these 3 hats. You can deliver it in any of these categories. We call it consultancy orientation. Consultancy orientation. Number 1, you are the experts, and you know how to solve the problem. And so the client transfers the problem to you. That, Chioma, look, this is your area. We have no clue. Go ahead and just do this assignment. When you finish, let us know. So Chioma takes on ownership of that business problem and implements it. She leads on it. She still works with the clients, but she leads on it because Chioma is an expert in that field. It's called you as the expert consultant. The second option is what we call the doctor-patient model. Doctor-patient model. In this case, you, the consultant, you are the doctor. The client is the patient. And this is called a collaborative approach, whereby you, the doctor, you are asking the client a lot of questions. And this is what we call diagnosis. It's just like somebody goes to a doctor and says, I have a headache. And the doctor begins to ask questions. We carry out this option simply because we don't know what the problem is. And we want to understand how the problem started. So we engage the client in a lot of interactive questioning, a lot of research, a lot of questioning, a lot of root cause analysis. This is called the doctor-patient model. And to be honest with you, is the most effective method because you are not working alone. You are working largely with the client. The third option is called what we call the process consulting. Say, for instance, an organization, they want to change the culture. The cultural problem in that organization still belongs to the organization. They just want you to help them in the process as a facilitator. You are not taking ownership. You are helping them to drive the process. They know what they want. They know what the problem is. Yeah? They know what you need to do, but they just want you to come and drive the process. I had a client once that said to me, Mr. Jani, come and help us to facilitate a town hall meeting. A town hall meeting. Branches all over Nigeria, and they wanted to have a meeting with all the staff to talk about the business and how to move the business forward. And they just needed me as a facilitator. They know what they want. In fact, all the issues that came out from that town hall meeting came from the staff. All the deliberations, all the solutions, all the recommendations, it came from the staff. I just drove the process. That is what we call process consulting. The truth of the matter is, in one particular assignment, you can either use one, or you are combining two, or you are combining all three. It depends on how complex the assignment is. So in one day, you can be an expert. In one aspect, you can be an expert. In another aspect, you're asking questions. In another aspect, you're just driving the process. Does that make sense? Any question on this, please? Any question, please? Any question? Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Yes, we can, sir.
Any question, please? All right, let's move on. Good. We're getting somewhere. Now, I want to look at what skills must you have as a consultant? And there are three. There are behavioral, there are business skills, and there are technical skills. And I think we can close after we finish this. There are three sets of skills you must possess as a consultant. So first, we look at behavioral skills, what you must do as a consultant. We look at business skills, and then we look at technical skills. So looking at behavioral skills, each consultant or every consultant, please, you know, there's a tendency to see similar business problems and to want to deal with those problems using similar methods. It's a natural tendency. And so that's why I say look at each consultant individually, giving them undivided attention, and then giving them original solutions. Okay? Even though you leverage on your experience, but there are no two problems are the same. They might appear the same, but they're not the same because the clients are not the same. So each client, you approach each client independently. That's number one. Then number two, let us always provide impartial analysis by identifying the problems and coming up with a choice of potential solutions for clients. Please never come up with a single solution for the clients. I repeat, never come up with a single solutions for the clients. Always look for a variety of solutions. And building on that, never decide for a client. Even though you can recommend, let the clients be the final arbiter, the final decider on the way forward. You can recommend. In fact, one of the things you can do as a consultant is beyond recommendation. Please switch off your microphone. I'm having to shout. Please. Please switch off your microphone if your microphone is on. Please turn off your microphone. I'm having to shout, please. Thank you. So, always come up with a series of solutions for the clients. Never come up with a single solution. And I'll give you a lot of reasons why. And even when you come up with a number of solutions, always carry out a cost-benefit analysis. A cost-benefit analysis would give the client not just all the solutions, but also you rank each solution. You weigh and score each solution. So the client can make an informed decision. Okay? So even though you have ranked this 75%, the next one 50%, the client may go for the one for 50%. let it always be the client's choice in the decision making. Please always remember this. And there are several reasons. Number one, let the client take responsibility for their decisions. If any decisions were to go wrong that you have come up with, the clients will point at you straight away. So when all your work is to analyze the problem and to come up with a variety of options going forward. If the client now decides that you implement one option, it is the client's decision. And even in some cases, I've come across some consultants who felt, okay, this is the client's decision. We don't implement client's decision. McKinsey, up to a certain time, McKinsey is one of the biggest consultants in the world. They only focused on recommendations and advisory. They didn't get involved with implementation. Okay, so they would only recommend what they think is the best solution going forward. And then let me show you another thing. When you give a client, and this is very, very key, it will help you in your consulting business. When you give a client a single solution, you risk losing that assignment if all they say is yes or no, yes or no. In any case, once you give a client, somebody a single solution, their answer is going to be yes or no. And that closes the door. Where's my drink? Make coffee for me. And that closes the door. If the answer is a simple yes or no. And you're likely to get a simple yes or no if you have only given an answer or one answer to a client. Now, where you come up with a variety of options for the clients, apart from the fact that you are trying to make a choice, that leaves open the door for further discussion with that, as opposed to if it's just one option and they don't like it, you will call from today to tomorrow. They've made up their mind, they may not tell you. But when you have several options, I'm teaching you this from experience. When you submit a proposal that has different options, especially when it comes to pricing, never give a client a single price. Never do that. Always give a client a variety of options. What that does is you are telling the client that we are still open for negotiation. We are open for discussion. But if all you do is give a client a single price or answer and they don't like it, you will struggle. You have lost the initiative. So I say this for several reasons. Number one, so that the client makes the final choice on the variety of options. Number two, you don't restrict your opportunity in that business by just one solution. Give a variety of options. Okay? So your ultimate goal is to come up with the best strategy and plan for the client's business, but not just one. List a variety of options. Let the client choose. Okay? Let the client always make the final choice. Integrity. Please, where there are conflicts of interest, I know people frown at this. Your husband is working in a place, your wife is working in a place, and you're trying to bid for a contract. I know in some part of the world, we even encourage it. But really, if you are to practice consulting in other parts of the world, you are meant to declare that interest. If at all you are going to bid for a company where you have a friend, a relative, or somebody close to you, you are meant to declare that interest. Please, this is my responsibility to teach you this, because you may find yourself practicing consulting where this is not ignored. I know in some countries, I will not mention the country, it is good business. And it's even the person in that organization that will invite you in, come and bid for work. So as a consultant, integrity as far as possible conflict of interest should always be made known. That, for instance, I did some work for a client once, and I said to them, some of the solutions I'm going to offer you, I sell this solution. Yeah, I have to come clean. that I sell this solution. So be aware, I'm going to be recommending my own solution and other providers. So that is me being transparent, and that is me being upfront about possible conflict of interest. Because if I don't declare it, I can choose my own solution to the detriment of other people's solution. That is why I declare that, look, I have an interest in this solution. And they may say, well, if you have an interest, then don't do these assignments because I could be biased. Okay, please, it's very, very key that I explain that. All right. So if there's any potential conflict of interest, we are encouraged to always declare it as consultants. Okay. Let us always demonstrate our values and standards and respect. Consulting is a noble profession. Please, we shouldn't do anything that will bring our profession to disrepute. Appropriate advice, professional advice, relevant to the client's needs. Please always focus on the needs of the clients. We must be certain and sure that we are giving our clients the best professional advice at all times. Our conscience must be clear that we have advised the client appropriately. All our services must always be of the highest standard. Integrity, confidentiality, respect is very, very critical. These are behaviors of consulting. Again, diversity. There are some countries where you cannot discriminate against somebody because of, oh, he's a gay person, because he's Muslim, because he's in this our practice, so it's only Christians we recruit. You can't do that in some practices, in some places, in some regions of the world. So be mindful of that. Again, I know some of these things are not taken seriously in some countries, but you may find yourself practicing outside of your country. So for instance, if you are practicing in the US and practicing in UK, these things are held very highly. You cannot discriminate against somebody based on, oh, she's a woman, or you treat a woman differently. Why? Because she's a woman. Or you disrespect a gender because it's a gender. Please don't do that as a consultant. You cannot treat anybody differently because of their race, their religion, or their culture. So let's be aware of that. Again, we're saying this because you may practice out of your normal comfort zone where some of these things, where it's not a problem. So please always be mindful of that. All right, any questions on ethics and behaviors before we go into competencies? Any question? Do you want a short break or all our break? All our break is enough, all the breaks that we'll be having. Should we take a short break or continue?
Please, let's continue, sir.
All right.
Wow, because it was almost done.
Okay,
Go ahead, sir.
All right. Now, in talking about the business competencies you must have as a consultant, there are three things. There are three things, there are three competencies you must have. Okay? There are three competencies you must have. Remember, there are, we talked about behavior, business competencies, and technical competencies. Behavior, we talked about ethics, standards, integrity, behavior, standards, diversity. Now we're looking at business competencies. What must you be able to do as a consultant? What are the competencies you must have? And there are three. Number one is client's business insights. Number two, external awareness. Number three, remember what Samuel was trying to say is this. Consulting is still a business at the end of the day. Never forget that. So one of the key things you must be able to do is never forget that there is a commercial aspect to consulting. So that's the third thing here. So there is client's business insights, the external awareness, and then there's a commercial aspect of consulting. Many of us are very poor when it comes to the commercial aspect of consulting. Okay? So the first thing, which is the client's business insight, is number one, you need to understand the client's business. In fact, I'm a Yoruba man, and there's a proverb which will say, you cannot scrape somebody's head, their hair, behind their back. You cannot barb my hair when I'm not there. So same thing as a consultant. You cannot consult for me if you don't understand my business. So you need to understand my business. Where am I coming from? That is my historical. What are my products? What is the kind of culture that we have? What is our management structure? Which market are we operating in? Who is the competition? Who is the market leader? Who are we? Why do we do what we do? Where are we? When did we start? Who are we competing with? Who is our competitor? Who are the industry leaders? What are their business models? Who is the market leader? So before you consult for any client, you must ask all these questions. What are the products that we sell? Who are we selling it to? What is our market share? Who is the market leader? What is their share? What is our own share? What is our strength? What is our unique advantage in this market? So there's no limit to the kind of questions or research you must make with respect to your client. The more information you have, the easier it is for you to understand your client. So it's very critical. Who are your client's customers? What do they need? You see, there's what we call needs, wants, and demands. What's the difference between needs, wants, and demands? Who can help us? What's different between? So you have a customer. What are the different things that a customer might need? What's the difference between need, wants, and demand? Hello?
Yes, we're here, sir. Can you
Yeah,
hear me,
what's the
sir?
difference between a need and a want?
Okay, basically, the difference between a need is when we say we need something, it's something that is very important to us that we can't do without on the immediate or immediately. And then something we want is something like we just want it not for a means of necessity, so to say. So basically, that is what I think
All right.
the difference between needs and wants are.
Okay, anyone else? Needs, wants, and demand. Who can use water? Water as analogy. Water.
I think needs are those things that we need for survival and well-being. While wants are those things that we want to have to make life better. For instance, water is a necessity, so it's a need.
Water
But,
is a need.
It's a need. It's a need.
Good.
But bottled water, for instance, is not necessarily a need because there are other alternatives that can serve.
It is a what?
It's a want.
Fantastic. And then the demand?
Demand is what people need. That is the aggregate.
What do people actually buy?
Yes, what people actually buy.
Okay. So this is a good way of analyzing a business for your clients, in understanding your client's business. So when you say you are trying to use this, you're asking the clients, what do you produce? Who are your customers? What are their needs? Yeah, that's basic. And then wants are desires. That, you know what? I need a car, but I don't mind a Mercedes Benz. Is a want. But where I am today, Keke Naped will do me well. That's my demand. So for every business that you encounter, one of the best things you can do for that client is to be able to not only identify their customers, but also identify their needs, wants, and demand. And then once you're able to do that, then you can develop products. You can develop products knowing that. Let me give you an example. When I came in to start doing consulting, I started by offering recruitment consulting. And please listen and listen carefully. I started by doing recruitment consulting. But when I came into the market, there were several other providers providing recruitment consulting. So even though my clients, my customers that I was trying to sell recruitment consulting to, they needed my service, the truth of the matter is they didn't want it. Why? Because their demands were being met elsewhere. Can I repeat that? In defining,
Yes, sir.
now that you are going into consulting, yeah, a lot of you might have been doing consulting. The reason why we say this is to identify your niche area. I talked about the blue ocean strategy and the red ocean, that blue book. Many people start business in what we call the red ocean. The red ocean is called Red Sea, red ocean. Why? Because it has been turned bloody from competition. Many people start business, and so what we're saying is don't start your consulting business where it is already crowded. The people that you are serving, they may need your services, but they won't go for it. Why? Because somebody else is already providing that demand. That is a red ocean. Okay, let me break this down. So when I started recruitment, I came in and I wanted to do recruitment. And I went to all the big companies. I wrote to everybody. 2 years, nobody even answered me. Because I was offering a service that they had existing providers. They had existing providers, and I was offering the same service. So why would they leave existing providers and come to me if I was not offering something different? There was no justification. In fact, it was a risk. So it's a risk for a client to leave the devil they know, the existing client, and come to you, a newbie that has not been proven, not tested. The only reason that why they will come to you is if you are offering a solution that the existing provider is not offering. So when we come into a market, you're going to consulting now. The consulting area that you are going into, you want to be sure that the demand is high. It may be a case in point whereby the existing providers are not able to provide it. Let me give you an example. The banking system across Africa in the last 25, 30 years. We have what we call the new generation banks. When they wanted to start, they didn't say, oh, we are banks, come and bank with us. Nobody will have banked with them. They say we are a new bank who can provide ABC. Those ABC were the things the old banks were not providing. Oh, we can give you, come into a bank, you spend 5 minutes. You don't have to spend the whole day. So they were offering something new, others were not, the existing providers were not offering. So as you are going to consulting, and even as you advise your clients, you want to advise them that they should concentrate on where the demand is, not even needs, not wants. What are people buying? What are people's demand? Is very, very critical. Yeah. So all of that will define who the customer is, what the business is doing, which area. So in analyzing a business, you might even find out that, look, the reason why you are not selling is you are selling the wrong product to this wrong market. These are what we do as consultants. If your research and everything points to that, please let the client know. Maybe the client has come to you and said that we are struggling with this. We are struggling with this business. We've entered this business for 5 years. We are struggling. Our market share, and you would have found out the market share. Our market share is no more than this, no more than that. What is the problem? They may well be servicing a saturated market. Okay? Let your advice be based on where the demand is and if they can meet those demands. So you need to understand your client's business. You need to ask several questions. You need to understand what they are doing, their historicals, their products, their customers, their competition. You need that. You need to do a competition analysis. Who are the people that are competing or providing similar service? Who are the market leaders? What makes them the market leader? It's when you get all that insight, then you can actually help your client. So please never consult for a client without understanding the clients and the market in which the client operates. Never. Okay? So market analysis. This is how you do your market analysis. This is the customer. This is your customer. Now, surrounding each customer, this is your client, are products from other competition. Yeah? Look at the product. This is the competition. These are the customers. Everybody is trying to satisfy this customer. This is you. This is your client trying to satisfy this customer. These are competition trying to satisfy this customer. Everybody is offering product to this customer. So your product must have outstanding differences, and that's the justification why this customer will buy your product. If you are offering the same like for market leader, you are wasting your time in that business. If you are offering like for like with the market leader, in fact, you are just advertising the market leader. So you must be able to do this analysis. Now, I'll give you another example and then we move on. When sachet milk, who knows sachet milks, powdered milks, do you know it? Milks in sachet.
Yes, we do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When it was going to be introduced into, let me use the Nigerian market. Ahmed, I'm not sure about Kenya market, but I'm sure you would have similar examples. When it was going to be introduced into the Nigerian market, the two main products in the Nigerian market were canned liquid milk, and tin powdered milk. Both of them were in tins, in metals, in metal. One was liquid, the other was powder in the large tin. Somebody else wanted to come into that market. They look at the market. These two had dominated the market, the liquid milk and the powdered milk. They didn't bother trying to compete with them. What they did was to create a new segment, which was the existing powdered milk in smaller packets, targeting the low income in the market. In fact, the peak milk of this world were saying they will never do sachet. Today they are doing sachet because that new market targeted a set of consumers that may have not been able to afford the large tin milk. So that's the market analysis. So you don't just go into the market and just enter the market without analyzing your market. So you want to start consulting, or you are already in consulting. What is the problem you are trying to solve? And then find out, are there people already providing that solution in your market? And then number 3, how well are they providing solution? If they are providing the solution very well, they have a dominant market. If they're not providing the solution as well as the market needs, then there's opportunity to provide your own service. But simply coming into a market that's already dominated by giants and you want to offer the same product and services, and there's no differential, anyone will struggle in such a market. You must have a differential, anything that differentiates your consulting service. So the story I was telling you earlier, came into the Nigerian market, wanted to offer recruitment services, and I met giants in the market. 2-3 years, I was just sending out proposals, didn't get any response. Didn't get any response because they had other people that were already providing that service. Until I stumbled into international diaspora recruitment and said, look, you know what? Why don't I concentrate on bringing in people from the diaspora back into Africa? And the only two providers, the only competition in that market were based in the UK. I was the only one based in Africa providing that service. That is what you should look for in your market analysis. Where are the gaps? Where are the opportunities as you go into consulting? And as you advise your client, always look for gaps. Gaps are market gaps, pain in the market, pain points in the market that nobody is catering for, or pain points that are inadequately catered for. That is how you can survive competition. And that is what we call the blue ocean. It's a blue ocean. You are not competing. Even though blue oceans tomorrow might become a red ocean. But the good thing is you are a market leader. Anybody is going to start School of Consulting today. We have already started. You are starting from where we have moved on to. And there are other things you can do to protect your market. Again, we'll look at it. What can you do if you are the first person in the market, you are the first consultant in doing this, other people can come into it. But then the question is, how can you protect your market? How can you build barriers? And as you go into consulting, let me even say this. Whatever you are doing as a consultant, how easy is it for somebody else to do what you're doing? How easy is it for somebody else to provide the same consulting service? Always think about that. The easier it is for someone to do what you're doing, the easier it is to dilute your share of the market. The easier it is for somebody to do what you're doing. In fact, the easier it is for somebody to come in and overtake your market. So always think about it. Ask yourself what I'm doing. How easy? And then you can zone it. Okay, maybe in your zone, in your country, or in your region. In this region, in this zone, how many of us are doing this? What is my position in this market? Before you start doing all this analysis for clients, do it for yourself. What is my share of the market? Listen, you can't offer what you don't have. So you must have done all this analysis yourself before you begin to offer it to clients as solutions. Okay? We've got a few more and then we are closing for today, okay? Number 2 competency is what we call external awareness. External awareness. Listen, guys, it's not all the time that we only look internally for why is this problem, what is the origin of this problem for these clients. There's a framework that encourages us to look beyond the obvious, to look beyond the client. So you might have looked at the client, if they are doing everything so well, there's no problem. Have a look at other factors that may be external to the client. And the framework for that is what we call PESU. It's a tool. P stands for political, E for economic, S for social, T for technology, E for environment, L for legal. If a client has a problem, and then you have done all of this, and you can't seem to find anything wrong, they seem to be doing everything well, have a look at external factors using this framework. And how do you use it? Are there political decisions by the government that might be affecting this business? Are there economic changes? I mean, look at what has happened in exchange rates in Ghana, in Nigeria, interest rates. Are these interest rates what is affecting this business? You don't know, but you just run a check. Always run a check. In any client that you are trying to analyze why they are where they are, run a PES2 check. Are there political decisions or policies that might be affecting business? Are there economic indicators or economic indices that is affecting that might be affecting business? Social, technology, any technological advances? Look at them. Are they internet aware? Do they use internet? R&D. So, oh, they're not doing very well. Check. How are they constant innovation or technology? You know, environment. Is there any impact on the environment? People are talking about climate changes that's affecting a lot of agriculture, climate changes, and all of that. Are there environmental policies? Are there changes? Are there new laws that might have been implemented that is causing the problem or is inflecting why the client is going through what they are going through? Okay, it's called PESO. Finally, the third competency you must have under business. There are three things really. Number one, what does the client want? If you are writing or you're listening to this, the first thing is, what does the client want? Yeah. The second thing is, what can we deliver? What solutions can we deliver? And then thirdly, the terms of reference, the contracts, the price, what is scope, what is out of scope. So the commercial aspect of the assignment is three things basically. What does the client want? You need to understand what the client wants. And then what can we offer? In fact, as a matter of fact, in this order, once the client briefs you, defining deliverables is your response to that briefing. And once the client is happy with your response, then that's when you do contracts. Never do contracts without understanding expectations and confirming the deliverables. This is how we are going to go ahead. So it is this defining deliverables that you talk about: advisory, solution, and execution. Once the client is happy, you've discussed it back and forth, then you can do contracts. Okay? You can do contracts. Never do contracts for a consulting assignment until you have defined these two. Never. Okay? Never do that. Don't just jump from briefing to contracts. No. This is the problem. This is our understanding of the problem. And these are the options we have. Once the client is happy with that, then you can do terms of reference. Yeah? You can do your terms of reference. As a matter of fact, some people do the deliverables and terms of reference together as a single document. Say, this is our approach to solving this problem, and this is how we're going to do it. This is how much it's going to cost you. This is how you're going to pay, blah, 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 blah. So this is the commercial aspect of the assignment. Any question, please, before we take the last one? Any question, please? Should I take the last one or we are tired?
I wanted to ask, sir, is it the client that should give you your terms of reference? Or are you the one to write it?
All right, let me tell you a trick of the trade.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody that writes the terms of reference would always write it to favor them. Any contract that anybody puts together. So as a consultant, be careful where your client is the one that draws the terms of reference. So if your client draws the terms of reference, get a lawyer to look at it. Very, very critical. Because it is always skewed. The terms of reference or contract is always skewed to the advantage of whoever prepares it. So be careful. Now, straight answer to your question, you are the one delivering the service. Always be the one to put together the terms of reference. Send it to the client and let the client validate it. Now, another thing you need to be careful of is this. I have come across clients, we have agreed the terms of reference, send it to the client, and they say, back and forth, if you're not careful, when it's going back and forth, some clients change the content. So be very careful. Every time the terms of reference comes back, read it through that nothing has changed. Please, 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 I beg you, read it through that nothing has changed. And that is why you see some terms of reference is signed paragraph by paragraph. There are some unscrupulous people out there, because it's going back and forth, you don't realize it, they've changed some terms. And it's only when there are problems you realize that they've changed the terms of the agreement. It is not an excuse that they changed it. It is what you signed. So be very, very, very careful. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I would always say you put together the terms of reference. Okay. But send it to the client if they're happy with it. Check it again before you sign.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Any other question, please? Any other question? All right, technical competencies. Before I talk about technical competencies, this is our assignment for this week. This is our assignment for this week. Okay? You have a client who is a printing company, and their revenue, their patronage, their clientele and revenue is falling. The client now comes to you and says, design and implement a promotional campaign to bring back old and new clients. Okay, how will you deliver this assignment? Now, let me give you a few pointers. Most times, when a client comes to us with a problem, they also come to us with what they think is the solution. So if you're not an experienced consultant, you can simply go ahead and implement the solution that they have given you. One rule of thumb here is that you need to validate every solution the client gives you. You need to validate it. Even though you implemented the solution the client gives you, if it's the wrong solution, the client will blame you. So always validate. I had a client in Abuja, Nigeria. They called me and they said, come and do this ABC. And I said to the guy, I said, sir, one of the things that we do is we validate a client's problem. He said, no, you're trying to extend it, you're looking for more money. I said, no, sir, it's not so much looking for more money. It's me trying to save you money. He said, how? I said, you have told us that this is the problem. You have told us the problem, and you have given us what you want us to do. But we need to validate that what you have asked us to do is the correct solution. Some clients will get upset when you tell them that. But with experience and how you communicate it, you're simply trying to tell them that, look, if what you have asked us to do is a wrong solution, we may end up spending money implementing what is a wrong solution, and the problem is still there. We have wasted money. We have wasted time. We have wasted money. We have not resolved the problem. If we carry out our due diligence, we may end up back at your recommendation. Then in that case, we have 100% confidence that, yes, this is the way to go. Guys, do you hear me? Please, 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 do not unilaterally, on the strength of your client, just go ahead with what they have asked you to do. Trust me, 50% of the time, you are going down the wrong path. The client is only seeing what we call the symptoms, not the root cause. So deal with the symptoms, the root cause is still there. So fundamentally for us as consultants, we want to understand what the root cause is. In doing that, you may arrive at, oh, this is the solution, or this is one of the solutions. But without you carrying out your root cause analysis, you risk implementing a wrong solution. Guess what will happen? Implement the wrong solution, the client will blame you, may not even pay you, will not even call you back, guaranteed. So you need to be very, very careful. So this assignment is due next week. There's a study group that we put on the chat so we can do it together, but we must do it by next week. Please, everybody will submit your own assignment by next week. Okay? So, technical competencies, problem solving. Okay? One of the first things you do in any problem any client brings to you is problem definition. Problem definition. So the first thing you must do here is to define the problem. So the first thing you do is to define the problem. So the first thing you do, there are different models here. Define a problem, generate ideas.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah?
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, please.
So these technical competencies is under what? Because we were talking about external awareness. We moved to commercial aspect of the assignment. So where do we fix these technical competencies? Where exactly?
Business competencies.
Business competencies. Okay, thank you.
And there are sorry. Hold on. Under competencies, and there are three.
Yes.
Consulting competencies. What you must be able to do as a consultant. The behavior and the ethics, the standards, and all of that. Integrity. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have done behavior, we have done business.
We're looking at technical now.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, technical. Can you see technical?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear.
So there are three, guys. There are three. Do we understand now? Under competencies. There are these behaviors. There's things you must know how to do in analyzing a business. This is key. Analyzing a business, and then technical competencies. And what we said about business is you cannot consult for a business if you don't know how to analyze a business. If you don't know how to analyze a market, you cannot. Yeah. So that's key. Yeah. So those are some of the key things that we're going to be looking at. So the reason this is the third one, final one, and third one for today is technical competencies. And we gave you these assignments. And for you to solve this assignment, you need these few things I'm going to be talking about now. Yeah. So in any business problem that you face, can you see it? Consulting business case study example. Our client is a printing company and they are experiencing failing patronage and revenue. And they have now asked you, they're giving you a solution. So this is the problem, this is the solution that they are giving you. So they see this problem and they think this is the solution. So the question in this assignment is, what would you do? How would you deliver this assignment? And I'm trying to give you clues on insight in how to do it. So the very first thing you do, which is a technical competency, is your ability to solve problem. And the very first thing you do is problem definition. What exactly is the problem? What is the problem? Let me put up a board. Hold on, putting up a board. What are we using? Are we using? I'm trying to put up a
Google Meet.
Sorry?
This is Google Meet.
Yeah, it seems to be much more stable.
Yeah.
I need a board. I need a board.
I think he has his own whiteboard too.
Yeah, I rarely use it. I think, where's the whiteboard? I rarely use it. Yeah, because the whiteboard I think is external, is it? Is the whiteboard external?
Maybe you could. Hello.
Yeah.
You can check more option, then the whiteboard is up there.
More option. Continue. More option. No, it's giving me external. More option, yeah.
Just those three dots beside the raising of hands.
Yeah. Okay. That's
That's the more options. Then it's the
okay.
first item on that list.
I have opened it, but it's giving me an external whiteboard.
Oh, okay.
Like it doesn't have its own whiteboard that you can use.
How do we do this? What a shame. All right, I know what to do. Let's use don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Anything that cannot talk is not more knowledgeable than us. Okay, let's do this. So problem, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Number one. So the first step in any business problem as a consultant is problem definition. What is the problem? We call this problem definition. So that's the first thing you do as a consultant. Then the next thing you do is you generate a problem statement. Yeah, that is the statement. Yeah, then number three, hypothesis. What you think the problem is. Yeah. Number four is validation. You validate by research. By observation, by interview, industry records, anything, validation. Okay. It can even be your data validation. And then this is when your analysis. Yeah. After your analysis is your solutions. And then implement execution. Yeah. So now in all of this 7 steps, what is the problem? Problem definition, generate the problem statement, and process what you think. All these first three, yeah. After these first three, you communicate with the client. I'm trying to write something here. Come on. Text. You communicate with the clients. Why is it not allowing me to write it? Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to. Text. It's not allowing. Text.
Crown, buy dry fish.
Mr. Ian, kindly mute yourself, please. Right? Kindly mute yourself,
Sorry.
Mr. Ian.
Okay. So After these first 3 steps, now this can be done almost the same time. What is the problem? This is after the briefing. All of this is after the briefing. Yeah. What is the problem? So these 3 are the very first thing that you do. After the client has briefed you, you must validate the problem with the client. Don't go ahead and simply start the consulting assignment. Don't do that. Yeah? Don't do that. Yeah? So, what is the problem? Your problem definition, generate the problem statement, and then your hypothesis, what you think. That's the first communication after the briefing. Yeah? At this point, the client will say, yes, we are on the same page. No, yes. You are right, or no. You know, the good thing about this is you are able to put a break to the whole consulting process because your hypothesis is wrong. Because you see, your solution will always be based on your hypothesis. So if your hypothesis is wrong, then your solution is going to be wrong. So it is at this point that you validate your hypothesis. Once you do that, now the next thing is your validation, your data validation is to carry out a research, observation, all of this, to validate or otherwise your hypothesis. Very, very critical. Yeah, this is your empirical research, your empirical evidence as a consultant. You must do that. After this empirical research, you may find that your hypothesis is right or it is wrong. Yeah, so you need that before going further. Yeah, so after your analysis here, then you are in a stronger position for a proposal. Yeah. Yeah. And if the client accepts your proposal, then you can now, whether it's just advisory, whether it's solution, whether it's execution. Yeah. What some people do to save time is to do as much initial data validation as possible, and then include it as one single proposal. I have come across a lot of clients, a lot of consultants who have submitted proposals only to realize that they have undercharged the clients. Why? Because they didn't get a full insight into the assignment. It is poor professional judgment to go back to the client that, this thing is small. We didn't know that it's going to be a lot more work. It doesn't look good. So you need to be absolutely sure that you have covered all the bases and all the arguments. In any case, when we're doing pricing, I'll show you, because you are not foolproof, you're not God, you can't see the future. I'll show you how to take care of pricing pricing variables if and when it arises. Okay, so you need this thing I have put up here for these assignments that I've given you without telling you so much. Yeah. So you need that. Yeah, you can see problem definition, understand the problem statement, confirm or sign off with client. Please always sign off with the client that you are on the same page. You understand of the problem. Never go ahead to carry out anything on data validation or the assignment without the client says, yes, you are right. No, you are right. You know, if the client says no here, you can quickly go back and look at it again. Until the client says, yes, we are on the same page, don't go. Yeah. Because all you are
I have a question, sir.
Yes, please. Please go ahead. Itodo? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I have a question, sir, please.
Please go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so on that presentation slide that we were working on, So your hypothesis, what you think. So the client has given you the problem or has said what he thinks the problem is, and even maybe even proposed a solution like the assignment.
Yeah.
So on what basis do you come to your hypothesis?
Okay. I'll give you an example of hypothesis. Your client is a printing company and increasingly experience failing patronage and revenue. Class, give me reasons why this client, this printing company is failing revenue. Give us examples. What do you think? Class.
Maybe low patronage.
Low patronage, yes.
Quality of production.
Quality of production, yes.
Delay in meeting
Having the wrong market.
Selling to the wrong market, delay in production, yeah.
Customer care, customer management.
Poor customer care. All these 5 things you have given are hypotheses.
Okay.
Because they have not been tried, they have not been tested. Sherman, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
They are hypotheses. There are reasons you have advanced that have not been tried or tested. They are hypotheses. Hypothetical. Hypothesis is from hypothetical. That this is likely to be, but you have not tested it. So, you may now.
Okay, so from the question here now, can you go back to that question? What the client gave us as their problem is falling patronage and revenue. That's the problem. They just say that's their problem. And then we will now go further to find out why this problem. And that's how we are coming up with those hypotheses.
Yes.
We are going to validate.
But those hypotheses don't just, because somebody can give you this assignment, then you go to the market, let's do promotion campaign, let's do billboard, let's do radio jingle, let's do all of that. The only reason why you are testing the hypothesis is this the real reason why they have low patronage and revenue. Because if you go and do this thing they've asked you to do, and they still have low patronage and revenue, you have not solved the problem.
That's where my question lies, sir. So immediately after your hypothesis, I could see you said you communicate with the client and then he will say either yes or no. But I'm thinking that even before you propose your hypothesis to the client, you should have also verified it before you even communicate.
The danger with that is this. You have started the consulting assignment without agreeing money.
Okay, so excuse me, sir.
I like this.
Hold on. Shema, you understand that?
Excuse me, sir.
Just hold on.
Hold on, Mr. Akin, please. Hold on, Mr. Akin. Let Dr. Ajani finish, please. Hold on.
Shema,
please, sir, this is a very important one. Please proceed, sir.
Shema, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, sir.
There's always the danger as a consultant to be eager to validate an hypothesis. Don't do it, because you're going to spend time and money for what has not been agreed on. If you go ahead, because this thing costs money, this data validation costs money. It costs money and time. If you go ahead and do this without agreeing what the terms of references are, and the client turns around and says, no, you have wasted time and money.
Wow.
Okay, sir. So is it that you can come up with multiple hypotheses as a way of telling the client that these may constitute part of your problem or because of your
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a
These are what you think. Hold on. This, without further validation, these on the surface are what we think are the problem. For us to do these assignments, let's agree on the fee, pay us a percentage, then we will do this assignment, which will start with validating this hypothesis that you have agreed to.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Great.
Never unilaterally go ahead and start doing data validation. Once you have done the data validation, you have done free work and you submit it to the client, you have done free work. You have told them the root cause of the problem. They can simply go ahead and implement it. They don't need you anymore. And that is what consultants do. Mistake many consultants make.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, who was trying to interject? I didn't catch the name.
Sorry about the interject, Zaki Benjamin. And
Okay.
I just wanted to, in the field where I operate, with the way I approach this is that, and you said it towards the end, I first give you that there's a needs assessment. I need to do a needs assessment of what is on ground, and you pay me separate for that. I mean, at the end of the day, even if at the end of the day I say, okay, this is the needs assessment that I have done, and you have paid me, if you like, you may take it off from there by yourself, or you may tell us to now provide solutions and all of that. Otherwise, you may be coming up with hypotheses that, I don't want to just guess what is happening. I want to come in and say, let me do some kind of assessment of what is on ground, and you pay this for that before I begin to proffer solutions and then say whether we want to even implement with you.
Okay. Does that make sense? Any other question? Thank you, sir. Akin. Any other comments? Any other question? Are we clear on this? This is very, very critical. Are we clear?
Dr. Jenny, we are very clear, right? You will want to know how many free jobs I have done by just going ahead to validate. In my career, ours is, again, it comes with the passion. You just do everything and you are validating and you are praising. You think you are just doing free job or show free and everything. So this is very insightful. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Any other comment or question? Thank you for that. So it's very critical. You see, over time, as an experience, when you gain several experience, you see, in all of this, you got to be aware of timing. When a client comes to you, they've gone to 2-3 other people who have told them, oh, we can do it, while you are doing all of this. So you got to be very, very careful to balance it. But experience over time would help you. You can do all of this within 48 hours, so that it is that time frame a client is likely to decide, roughly within 1 week, when they have approached several people. So you don't want to stretch it to 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You have lost this assignment. You must come back with all of this, however you summarize and validate it, within that time frame. Okay, always try and do this where possible within 48 hours, max within 1 week. You've done this. Otherwise, you risk losing that assignment. The client never comes to one consultant, they go to several consultants. And there are many consultants who will not go through this. They say, yes, we can do it. They've given a price, and the client commits to that consultant. And when you are coming with your own price, it seems very expensive, but this is a true reflection. That client gives it to that consultant, the consultant is struggling or does a rubbish job. Because at the end of the day, one of the things that motivates people is pricing. We cannot ignore that. It's always pricing. And that's why when you're doing your pricing, you have several options of your pricing that covers the several degree of what you can do. So at least you covered yourself. And then one of the things I'm going to teach you in pricing as well is your cost per hour. So a client will call and says, for this and this assignment, how much is it going to cost you? While you are still speaking big English, they say roughly how much. Is a trick question. But that roughly how much, that client wants to gauge you. He wants to compare you to other consultants. And so you must have your base pricing, which is a function of your cost per hour. Every consultant must know their cost per hour. So if anybody catches you on the oof and asks for what your what your pricing per hour is, you can quickly work it out. This is my basic cost per hour or cost per day. This is going to take me 5 days. It's going to take me 14 days. Then you have an idea of what you're going to charge. And that idea will not be too far off from, but then you are saying to the client, this is without actually sitting down to properly costing it. But at least you're not going to go beyond your cost per hour. Many consultants don't have a cost per hour, and then you quote because you are desperate for the job, and then you find out that you have underquoted. There's no point in quoting for a job when you're going to be out of pocket, or you're going to compromise on that assignment because, hey, you're not getting so much from it. Yeah. All right. Any other question or comments? So I'm going to teach you something else before we close.
Sorry, sir. Sarah Akogun's hand is raised. I don't know.
Sarah, yes.
No, I'm good. My question has been answered.
I
Thank
didn't see that. I'm not seeing the right. Another tool I'm going to teach you is called the 5 whys. I think I'm going to teach you this and we can close actually. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The 5 whys.
People are losing
Yeah,
strength.
we'll do this and then we can close. The 5 whys. Number 1, define the problem. And look at it. Define the problem. So if we're going to do these assignments, if we're going to do that assignment, I'm going to. It's been a long day, I understand. So please, let's just. So your approach to this, and please, everybody, your approach to this is this. We call it the 5 whys. Is a business tool called root cause analysis. It's called the 5 whys. You ask why up to 5 times. Can you see the root cause? 5 whys. So the first thing, you define the problem. That's the first thing. And then the first why is to ask the client or ask yourself, this problem that you have defined, why is it happening? Yeah. Why is it happening? Now, this is what we call a straight line approach. And the truth of the matter is, no problem is a straight line approach. No problem, no one problem. It's not possible to have a problem as a straight line approach. I hope I'm not confusing you, but I'll tell you what I mean by that now. Oof. Please just bear with me. Let me try and, how do I minimize this one? Yeah. All right. Please bear with me. Where are we now? See that one? Yeah, 6. I'm going to explain this, please. Just, yeah. Okay. Now, so this is what we call a straight line approach. Just asking one question and then asking what you. This is what we call, it's still a root cause analysis, but this is called fishbone diagram. Fishbone diagram. And I'll explain it too. Now, this is asking just one question. But guess what? When I asked you an hypothesis, you know, you came up with how many answers?
About 5.
Fantastic. Each of those answers is an option. Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, option 5, option 6. Yeah? So option 1, you ask the question 5 times. That's if you are going down the straight line approach. If you are going through option 2, which is more real life, there are always a combination of factors why there's a business problem. It's always it is not one single factor. So the fishbone approach enables you to look beyond just one possible cause. But the 5 whys is a good way of starting. So define the problem. Why is it happening? And then the next question is, you ask yourself, why is this or why is that? Until you ask 5 times, you will get to the root cause. Now, don't go beyond 5 levels because what we call analysis paralysis. Yeah, you don't want analysis paralysis. That's over analysis. You will never get anywhere. You just be analyzing all day. So once you've got to the fifth one, and I'll give you an example here. Look at this. Printing company. Our sales is poor. We are not generating enough revenue. We are losing customers. What are the issues? Poor sales, inadequate revenue, loss of revenue. So you define what the problem is. Why? Number one, why is this happening? See the three reasons there is an option. This is option 1, option 2, option 3. So if you now take poor sales, you now ask, why do we have poor sales? You answer the question. Whatever the answer is here in number 3, you ask, why are we having this problem? Number 2. The why, question number 4, why do we have, until you get to the 5 why. The third why or fifth why is your root cause analysis. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
All right, fantastic. Good timing. We can end there. Any question? I know we've covered a lot. Question. Where am I now? Question, comments. All right, let's do some learning takeaways. How many people are still here?
We are here.
I'm here,
Choma
sir.
is here.
How many people are still here? Wow. See how we full.
Sir, I'm here.
All right, let's have our learning takeaway. Mr. Emmanuel, what is your main learning takeaway from today? Just one sentence. Let's have some learning takeaway. Mr. Ian, Emmanuel Ian, learning takeaway today, sir.
Can I say my own, sir? I have to run. Can I say my own?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, one thing I'm taking away is that for anything you want to do, there is always a process and a structure. Find that way, and you will prosper.
Fantastic. I like that. Thank you so much, Chairman. Thank you.
Let's go back to Emmanuel. Very interesting, sir. Thank you.
Well, we have a long way to go. We have just started. Mr. Emmanuel, what's your
Yes,
learning
sir.
takeaway, sir? Yeah.
Mr. Man, I'm the one on the.
Your learning takeaway, sir. All right, Akin Benjamin, what's your learning takeaway?
I'll be going away with the 7th step to starting with defining the problem, and generating the statements. Those steps, those 7 steps, getting to the hypothesis, and then the data validation, and all of those. I would like to follow that strictly now, henceforth.
Okay, thank you, sir. Miss Samuel, is Samuel there?
Yes, sir.
What's your learning takeaway, sir?
Yeah, my learning takeaway from today's class is understanding that the consulting solution options, which is in 3 phases, which is the advisory phase, the solutions, which is the diagnostics phase, and then the implementation, and which I had not have an understanding about before now, because I have not come to learn from the main source, which I'm rightly doing now. So, and then also talking about the pricing, how to set your charge per hour is one thing that was part of the very important things I learned today as my takeaways.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, sir. Abdul Rahman.
Yes, sir. My takeaway of today is understanding consultancy is not an execution. In fact, it moves me, and it gives me a lot of new horizon to open up for a lot of thinking to what it is to be a consultancy, and at the same time implementation. More importantly, from where I came from, executing several development program as a short-term technical consultant or as a long-term technical assistant. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Emmanuel, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. You have your feedback, sir, Mr. Emmanuel.
Can you hear me now, sir?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. I say from the take home from today is that as an aspiring consultant, that we need to look beyond the symptoms and define root cause analysis before we go into the business with our clients.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Sarah. Sarah, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What's your learning takeaway today?
The takeaway from today is that consulting is not execution. One, you can work in three areas. You can either give advisory, or you work to execute other projects. Thank you, sir.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Ahmed Omar. Ahmed Omar.
Thank you very much. My takeaway is what you have emphasized again and again, and this is about signing off with the client. I think it helps keep you safe as a consultant.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Let's go to Fela. Are you there? Fela, I'm coming to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's have your learning takeaway.
Okay. What today is about is just validate the process that I've used to, and you have just validated it. On advisory, we used to charge like 5,000, and if you want us to execute, we plow back that 5,000 into the execution. So there's no how we advise you. You give it to another person, you lose your 5,000. We have your 5,000 to us. You give it to us, you plow it back into the execution. So we just validate that process today. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Dan. Dan Orunwese. Is Dan there? Dan. Dan, are you there? Jabbar Abdullahi. Jabbar. Jabbar, are you there? Jabbar, Joy, Atuke. Okay. Oroale. Oroale, are you there?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very interesting class, and very the class is it demands a lot of concentrations and meta processing. Yeah, I have to. It is a consulting at a professional level. And we'll be saying two things. I want to say it briefly. The first thing is that as a result of my system of learning, I will want after this class to have an opportunity to slides to go through, and while I begin to hearing your voice as I go through them, so that I can really maximize this opportunity. Second, my takeaway is the business competency that is divided into the business and the technical aspect. This simply means that, so I think somebody said similar things like that earlier, that if one wanted to do some certain thing and to really maximize it to his or her benefit and make money out of it, such a person need training, not just a training, he need to be well trained and have the rudiment understanding of what he want to do. I think that is my takeaway in this first class after I've learned so much on what to do. Thanks, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's go to Sulaiman Abdullahi. Mr. Sulaiman, are you there? Okay, Taiwo Adebeshin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, let's have your feedback, sir. What's your learning takeaway?
Yes, my learning takeaway from this meeting engagement here is that as a consultant, one needs to fully understand the scope of consulting service with the client very well so that one will be able to make a proper decision with the consultancy fee. And what I mean by scope, we are talking about whether it's going to be advisory, alone, or we will be providing solutions as well as helping them to execute uh, the plans that have been developed. That's one. And number two is that I also learned about the competencies that consultants need to have, the three buckets, behavioral, the business, as well as the technical competencies. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Meshach Atuke, thank you very much, Taiwo. Meshach, your hands are raised. Unmute your mic, please. Unmute your mic. Meshach, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, sir. I'm there, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I really understand this time of reference because most of the time you normally have a problem when you reaches the time of reference because that is where the lot of things always as in issues always arise at that particular time of reference. But I really understand now on how to go with my customers. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Aminu Aliyu. Aminu Aliyu.
Yes, my learning point for today, the takeaway for today is that as a new consultant, I'm supposed to be a problem solver. And cognitive engagement skills is a professional skill that requires special training. And it is meant to address gaps and also to look at opportunities. And also not to bother about the red ocean but blue ocean. So
All
it's
right.
all about solving problems. And you have to learn it very well in order to solve it. Otherwise, you just disappear. And we shouldn't be concerned about more about money aspect, but we have to be a partner in the business or to grow along with the business so that you can benefit in the future. It's not about the present situation. So that's my learning, my takeaway from today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's go to Sheon. Sheon Olaoye. Sheon Olaoye, are you there?
I am there. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
No problem. Please go ahead.
Yes, I think the major one, of course, there's a lot has been gained today. So I'm sticking to technical competencies where it defines, the problem, the whys, and I think I'm going to work more on that. So that's my takeaway.
All right. Thank you. Samuel Totiv. Are you there? Thank you, Sheon Olaoye. Samuel, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Let's have your takeaway, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the engagement we have today. A lot of things, I have a lot of takeaways, but I would just summarize it with the last section that you did on 5 whys, which are the cause analysis, but at the same time avoiding very interesting catchphrase that you said at the end, which is analysis paralysis. So I really love that, and I believe is going to be useful in my consulting engagement to be able to understand properly the issues before taking up consulting assignments. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you. Who is Progressive Unilag staff? Progressive Unilag staff. I can't remember. There's somebody that said it was in Unilag. I can't remember. All right. I think Sulaiman Abdullahi, are you there? Okay. Is there anybody on the call I have not called? Is there anyone on the call I have not called?
Good afternoon, sir. This is Joy.
Okay, Joy, how are you? I thought you left. How are you,
Fine,
man?
thank you. I think it was network. I'm fine. Thank you so
Okay.
much for this session. One of the things that I'm going to take away from this is I shouldn't be too quick to drop the solutions. You
Mm,
know, there's this tendency to want to prove that okay, you can do this. You have the know-how. At the end of the day, you give them all they need to do. They just go get someone else to do it for them after you must have broken it down. So
mm,
I want to do more of the problem definition, agree on the hypothesis, and at that point, whatever I want to now propose to them officially, there should be some kind of compensation for it before I go ahead.
fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, man. All right, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else I might have missed? I think I've gone through my list here. Anyone else? All right. We can in the coming days we'll carry on the chat on the group chat. I'll drop some messages there now so that we can take this forward. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Sam, are you just joining? Sam, man?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
It was a
Everybody, enjoy
fantastic
the rest of your
delivery. Yeah,
weekend.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for being attentive. Thank you for giving the opportunity to be a part of your learning. Thank you. Thank you. Hola, Mr. Samuel. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. You have all right. Thank you, sir, Mr. Samuel. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. So I'm
All
going
right,
to
bye-bye. Bye.
yes, I'm going to be dropping a few comments. So let's put our comment on the group chat.
All right, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you.